Indeed, it is a great blessing that we have this evening to be able to offer our prayers before this wonder-working icon of the Mother of God. And we are indeed grateful to His Eminence Metropolitan Hilarion and all the members of the Holy Synod of the Russian Orthodox Church outside of Russia for their blessing. Father mentioned that grace that we feel this evening, and Father David as well. In the newspaper, speaking of technology, the newspaper article that was placed announcing this visit was put online, and I happened to look online at that article, and I noticed some of the comments. Several of which said something to the effect of, well, it looks like idolatry is alive and well in eastern Pennsylvania. And I thought to myself, how sad that there are those who are blind to not simply the external expressions of our faith, but are blind, more importantly, to the grace that is transmitted to us through these holy icons. Today is, of course, the vigil for the three hierarchs, and tomorrow we will celebrate the Divine Liturgy for the three hierarchs, St. Basil the Great, St. Gregory the Theologian, and St. John Chrysostom. And I think it's fitting that the icon comes to this area where perhaps there are those who see icons as idolatry or see all our worship as something external and superficial, because the three hierarchs, the great theologians of our church, taught us precisely that what we are seeking is the uncreated and divine kingdom of heaven, that which is revealed in the holy altar that the bishops and the priests and the deacons serve at. We are praying before our amazing and uncreated, unknowable God in Trinity. And yet the Lord gives us small ways to access that ineffable and amazing and glorious unknown God through the holy icons, through the sacred prayers of our church. All of these are ways for us to partake of the grace of God. And so when we come before the icon, we do not idolize it. We worship the Holy Trinity, the Mother of God, and all the saints who are represented in those icons. But those of us who are here tonight, who braved the winter weather and perhaps gave up some worldly entertainment to come here and to pray silently. We sing and we say a lot of words in our prayers, but they're all rooted in silence, in that inner prayer. And that is what we feel this evening. That is how we are touched by God's divine graces, when our hearts are silent and are able to receive that grace. So many of the prayers in the Akathist that we read and sang this evening speak about the Mother of God being a calm haven in the storm of life. And that is what we all seek, is that calm haven, the grace of God in the midst of the struggles of our lives. And sometimes we like this evening, find that moment when we can quiet our heart and put aside all earthly and worldly cares and come and bow down and offer our silent prayers from the depths of our hearts. And when we do that, we receive that grace, and we feel that grace, and we smell that grace, like the blind Julia smelled that grace of God when she came before the icon. So as we all approach, may we simply ask the Lord for help in our lives. Sometimes that's all we need to do, is simply turn to the Lord and say, Lord, I'm helpless. Please help me. That is what the Mother of God teaches us, to turn to her Son and from the bottom of our hearts to ask for help. Not to demand anything or to look for anything or expect anything, but simply to ask and to have faith, to have hope, and to preserve that faith and hope through our prayer and through our small effort to change our life, to preserve ourselves from those thoughts that come before us, to struggle against all the storm of life that comes before us. Not with worldly motions and gesticulations, but simply by going down in humility before the Lord, asking for His grace, asking for His prayers. And He is always quick to answer us and to send us His help, His divine grace, His love, and His mercy, so that we can be strengthened and make our way with joy towards the heavenly kingdom. May God bless all of you, and may the prayers and intercessions of the Mother of God be with all of you for many, many